So today I'm going to make my homemade laundry soap recipe. I have been making my own soap now for almost 2 years, and I've changed that recipe just slightly from the original. And I've tried different ways of making this. I tried different bars of soap and all that. And later on I'm going to share with you my experiences with that and what worked for us and what did not work for us. But right now I just want to show you what I do now. This is a bar of Fells naphtha, and here's a bar shredded. I just wanted to show you that. I'm going to use a cup of washing soda and a cup of borax. I have soft water, so I have heard other people say that a cup and a half of washing soda for hard water works best. So you may want to try that if you have hard water. And this still has my last batch left in it. As you can see there, it says that it's for 48 loads. And this one right here, this says 100. Okay. Now I bought this the last time that I made my soap. And this is for this time, and I'm going to use half of this. This is a major difference in how I make my laundry soap. And the reason why I started doing this is because I realized when I was around other people that still used store-bought soap, I really liked the way their clothes smelled. And I realized I really miss the way store-bought laundry soap makes your clothes smell. And so I wanted to try adding some to my recipe. And this whole bottle is what I added last time. And I loved it. I loved the way that it makes my clothes smell. I love the way that I just love the way that it also adds to the cleaning power of my homemade laundry soap. And it just works. And I'm probably going to continue to do this. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to add this to some water on my stove. This is about 3/4 full, probably a little bit less than 3/4. And you can tell it's not boiling, it's simmering. You do not want your water to boil. And I'm going to go ahead and add the soap. And when it is completely dissolved, and here's another thing that I do differently, I'm going to add my cup of washing soda and borax to this water, and I'm going to stir it so it all gets mixed up. It just, for some reason, I don't know why, but it helps it gel better, it seems like. Because I too have had some batches that it took a long time for them to gel. They did eventually gel, and I realized that adding the washing soda and borax to the water really helped that. So that's one of my tricks to tell you, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now. One of the things that I've seen other people do is add this to a food processor and like grind it all the way to a powder before they add it to the water. And I found that if you do this, it actually takes the soap longer to melt than if you had just shredded it. And what I do is I shred it and then I kind of crunch it with my hands to make them even smaller. But you do not want this as a powder before it goes into the water. It just takes much longer for it to all melt. So I'm going to let this sit. It should be melted in just a few minutes, and we'll take a look when that is done. So now it's been 2 minutes since I added this to the water, and it's melted. It's gone. And see, and I've noticed that when I have put this in a food processor and pretty much ground it to powder, it would take 15-20 minutes to do. So that's why I just shred it. So now I'm going to add a cup of washing soda. I'm going to stir that up a little bit. And my cup of borax. And the same thing goes for this. You want to go ahead and stir. Here is my 5-gallon bucket. And as you can see, it's not even halfway full right now. It's just hot water from my tap. And I'm going to go ahead and add the store-bought laundry soap. And remember, it's just the laundry soap that says like 48 loads. So if you buy one that says 100, just use half of it. And I think there's even some that say 150. So basically, you're going to use about 50, something to equal to 50 loads. So I'm going to add that now. I really didn't need to stir that. It pretty much mixes well with the hot water. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the Phil's naphtha and washing soda and borax. I will stir that. I'm going to fill the rest of the bucket up with water, and that'll make 5 gallons. I'm going to put a lid on it and let it sit for 24 hours. Sometimes it only takes 12. Sometimes I'll check it after 12 hours, but 12 to 24 hours and it should be ready. So here's a quick shot of my bucket and everything added to it. And whenever I add water to this bucket, it is always hot from my tap. I get that question a lot. Yes, it is hot. And so I took a quick stir and I'm about to put the lid on it and let it sit. So here's my laundry soap, and it's been sitting for a little over 24 hours, but it has gelled up real nice. I wanted to show you that. And as you can see, it's really gelled up. You can see this white stuff right here. That does happen. That's normal. It's just some clumping. And you can just mix it up. This is what it basically looks like. Just kind of wanted to give you an idea. One of the things that I did want to mention is if this doesn't gel, don't worry about it. It's still usable. You may want to just be patient and wait for it, but you don't have to. It's after 24 hours, stir it up, use it if you need to. If you want to wait for it to gel, go ahead. But again, it's not a huge concern, so don't worry that you or think that you did something wrong. Just go for it. But thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.